Oh, and what was the mood in the locker room after this game today?
Yeah, I think overall we got the win, and that's most important. But obviously that second half was not where we wanted it to be. So that's we know we're better than that, and we'll fix it. So, but just overall we're satisfied we got the win.
How would you grade your start today?
Pretty good. I think offensively, in the first half, I think Coach Burke and the rest of the guys around me did a really good job, and we got to execute the offense really well. Obviously, put a lot of points up in that first half. In that second half, there were some bumps in the road, so we'll get back and look at that. But overall, we got the win.
Owen, did you feel any nerves or jitters coming in today? What was your mindset like coming into this game?
No, not at all. Not with the group around us and the coaching staff that prepares us. So, no, not at all.
How important was it for you to get out to a hot start the way you did with those 3 touchdown drives right away early in the game?
Yeah, I think that's something we talked about, starting out fast, set the tone of the game. And like I said, Coach Burke had some really good plays dialed up, and my job is just get to the playmakers, and that's what I try to do, and they were awesome.
Was there anything you can point to that the offense kind of slowed down a little bit from there and through the second half? What sort of changed for you guys?
Yeah, I think some self-inflicted wounds, obviously, starting with the penalties, just holding penalties. Can't have those; they'll just kill drives. And then some of the sacks, we'll have to get back and look at whether that was me getting the ball out of my hands or just protection-wise, where we can fix that and be better next time.
You guys talked through fall camp about the importance of starting out strong this year and having a better non-conference season than we've seen here in years past. How did you feel like that effort was reflected in the performance we saw today?
Good. I think, like you said, those first 3 drives we executed really well. And I think we had some bumps in the road in the second half, but overall we got the win, and that's part of starting fast. So it's a team game. Defense played a heck of a game. So just like I said, we're glad we got the win.
Oh, and when you watch the film today, what do you think you're going to see?
I think like probably y'all saw, the first half was really well. We executed really well. The second half was just self-inflicted wounds, whether that was penalties, sacks, just not executing the way up to our standards. So I think just little things like that we'll fix.
What was Kennesaw doing to kind of shut down the run? It seemed like, were they stacking the box, or what happened there?
Yeah, just different stunts up front. They got a good defense. They executed and adjusted really well in the second half. So we have to look to how we can counter that better. But like I said, they have a good defense. So.
What did you think about the crowd today?
Oh, it was awesome. Very electric. There's nothing better than playing in front of the Alamo Dome.
And then just some thoughts on next week. That's obviously a rivalry game around here.
Yeah, so I think, first of all, we got to look where we went wrong here and how to clean that up. And then, like you said, obviously Texas State's a really good team, so we'll just figure out how we can attack those guys. And, yeah, it should be a fun one.
Oh, and you seem to look to Devin McEwen a lot today. I know you guys go back quite a bit. How important was that connection today, or what led you guys to link up so often?
Yeah, I think that starts with play calling, and Coach Burke knows what kind of player Devin is and how dynamic he is, and my job is to get him the ball. So it was a great job by Coach Burke dialing up those plays, and yeah, he's a great player.
When did you find out you'd be starting today? Was that a decision that was made this week, or did that go back a little longer?
Yeah, it was this week. Yeah, Coach Traylor told me this week, so yeah.
What was your reaction when that happened, when you heard the news that you'd be having that opportunity?
Yeah, I was excited, obviously, like any competitor is. But my job is to do my role as best as I can, so that was part of it.
Anything else for Owen?
Thank you. Thank you.
Ken, what was the mood like in the locker room after this one?
Everybody's happy to get a win, but we all know that we're better than that. We're better than what we put on show today. It really just comes down to a lot of pre-snap and post-snap issues and penalties and things like that. So, we go into next week and we clean those up and we should be fine.
It seemed like it was a tale of two halves, first half, second half. Can you point to anything specific that happened in the second half?
I can't point to anything specifically, just like I said, a lot of pre-snap and post-snap penalties carrying over from, the end of the first half into the second half. So like I said, we just clean those up during the week and we should be fine.
Ken, what were the challenges of all the different kind of option and misdirection stuff that the Kennesaw offense throws at you guys?
Definitely, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of there's just a lot of options for the quarterback to choose from, and you can be right 99% of the time, but that 1% where you get it wrong, it could definitely hurt you. And credit to Kennesaw for exploiting that at times, but I feel like our defense still held our own and put on a pretty good show. Like I said, outside of the pre-snap, post-snap.
Yeah, from your perspective, how sharp were you guys when it comes to, I know this sort of defense all comes down to assignments and everybody having their guy in that setup. Did you feel like you guys were locked in on that?
Yeah, I feel like we were. There's always some type of mistake whenever you're facing an offense like that during a game, but for the most part, I feel like we did a good job.
You guys talked through the preseason about the way you ramped things up to want to be sharper at this time of the year. Did you feel like we saw that today? Did you feel like something was missing? How do you sort of rate that effort and how it paid off?
I feel like we saw that physically, for sure, both on the offensive end and on the defensive end. People just flying around, hitting people, making plays. Mentally, we just, like I said, that's all comes down to the pre-snap and post-snap penalty. So mentally, we got to just tighten up a little bit, and I feel like we can get that done this week. Sir.
Jeff, what was your message to your team in the locker room after this one?
Our defense was fantastic. They were pretty much dominant. We were emotional. They had 3 penalties that were just you can't have. Offensively, we started off really on fire, running the ball, throwing the ball at will, and we're not good enough to overcome penalties. And we're just not good enough. And had a penalty on Houston Thomas down there on our sideline, stopped the drive. Had another penalty on Oscar, cost us a touchdown. Turned the Mike linebacker loose, running back didn't check it out before he got out of there. Turned Sam linebacker loose, almost got him killed again. Then we got beat. Offensive linemen gonna get beat a couple times. That's just part of the game. But you can't be so not spot sound that you just turn a Mike loose and a Sam loose. It's very disappointing. Then we had the fumble as well. And I think it spooked our quarterback, to be honest with you. Special teams wise, we were bad. We were bad on the punt team. We were bad on the field goal team. Kickoff return was good. Did a really good job on that team. And thank God, I think our Night Stalkers would have done good. That's our kickoff team. But Tate did a good job kicking it out. We were bad on our Green Beret team, which is our field goal team. It's always good when you can win. But we didn't play very well, to be very honest with you. But you got to celebrate wins. It's hard to win in college football.
Coach, how did you feel about Owen McCown's performance today?
There's some throws there late. He got a little spooked, got out of there a little bit. But I go back to, you just can't turn a Mike linebacker loose or a Sam linebacker loose. We got to be better than that. But yeah, you give the kid time. He's a better athlete than people think he is. He can get out of there, but you can't let people run scot-free. So I have to watch the video, but I don't remember many throws where I just felt like they were bad throws. I thought there was a couple of times late he got off some stuff pretty quickly because I just think he got spooked. Now, I have not watched the video, and I need to watch that before I speak too strongly on that.
Jeff, you guys talked during the lead up to the year about some of the things you were ramping up through the preseason to be more ready to play, closer to peak form today. As you see the product out in the field, how do you reflect on that effort and how it paid off for you guys?
Well, that wasn't peak form for sure. We got a lot to improve on. So, obviously, defense is really good because they're mostly all returners, and they're really good. Offensively, I'd say we're a work in progress, and disappointed, on our field goals, honestly, because Chase is a returner. He was really good last year. But there's a new holder, and I didn't think we punted the ball very well, and their punter had the day of all days. I mean, he was smashing that thing. And Chris is a really good returner, as you know, but he didn't have a real good day today. But he's going to be fine. We had a guy up 38 yards, which is where he hits it, and he was hitting 60, 65 yarders. And then he did it again, and then he did it again. So guess what? We backed him up. Guess what he did the next time? He shanked it, and it lands and rolls. So it was literally one of those days. The harder you tried, the more you couldn't get out of your own way. Very frustrating day. Very frustrating. Thank God the Roadrunners won. It'd be way different if we hadn't held on. The turnover was the play of the game. Jimmy Wyrick, that's big time. That was big time. He's a wonderful human. Graduated from Stanford, and that was a big-time play. I think Stitch recovered it, who's also been playing his tail off as well. There's a couple plays back on defense. We had a miscommunication on the back that slipped out. That was unfortunate, and had a missed tackle. But what a great effort by Elliott to run that thing down. Obviously, we had a busted coverage there on the tight end. That's unfortunate. But we played a ton of people, and but we got a lot to work on. But not peak performance. You're exactly right.
Hey, Coach, can you talk a little bit more about the play of your defense? I know you gave up about 250 yards, but obviously there were some penalties that hurt as well. So if you could just talk more about that.
Yeah, we play a little differently. I mean, we gave up 50 yards rushing. That's on a team that runs the ball that well. But they got some passes on us, but I thought we played really well. The emotional penalties are disappointing. We gave up a 3rd and 14. And we're off the field to a young man that's one of my better people and a really good player, and never seen that before out of him. So we look frustrated, but you got to give a lot of credit to Kennesaw too. Now they played a really good game. They really did. They're very well coached. They do a good job defensively, scheme wise. They got good players too. He did a good job redshirting all those kids. They're a year older, and much credit to those guys. That quarterback's a dude, and number one's a dude. Those guys can play for us right now.
Jeff, what do you think happened with the Roadrunners rushing game today? Were they doing some stuff up front?
Yeah, I mean, they did do a good job of scheming up some stuff we'd done in the past, and I'm going to have to watch it. I don't know, Bubba. I mean, they did a good job of their boundary pressures. They did a good job of their field pressures. They did a good job of their internal pressures. And we were close on a lot of them. We just couldn't hit them. But it'll be good for us to watch. The good thing about playing a game this close is you played the whole game. we had to play the whole game. So that'll be beneficial for us to get to watch the video. But obviously it's very frustrating. When you're a quarterback and they can't protect you well and they can't run the ball very well down the stretch, it's hard to play good back there. But I don't know what that is exactly yet. I identified the Mike coming through and I identified the Sam coming off the edge. But we're really good at running some of those plays inside zone and counter, and we run inside zone the way we kick it with Oscar up in there as well, and we just couldn't get it going. We ran outside zone. We didn't do well there either. So a lot of hard, honest evaluation of what happened. And I thought, if you had to oversimplify this, I felt like we lost momentum, and those penalties just killed us, and we're just not good enough yet. When that other team gets their juices up and we get ours down a little bit, I thought that hurt us. Early, we were pretty excited and they were pretty down, and we kind of had our way with them. And we've got to clean that up. And but the two that did it, I think it was Houston right in front of our bench. I'm not sure which tight end they called it on. And then Oscar. Those are two really good players that have blocked really well for us for a really long time. So it'll be interesting when you go back and watch those two calls.
You think you'll see some good things on film? Those first three offensive possessions, you look pretty crisp.
Yeah, yeah. You can't run the last week any better than we did. We got our freshman Luce out there who can really run, as you can tell, and Kyle Holden on one of the best tight ends I've ever coached. I mean, Leroy's pretty good too, but those two really good blocking tight ends. So we'll watch the video. We'll see. They made a call. It doesn't matter. They called it.
Jeff, how important was it for Owen taking the reins of the starting quarterback job to come out and be as strong as he was on those first few drives, and what did you see in that sequence?
We always want guys to come out and play well, especially when you're a quarterback and everybody talks about that position. So I think it was good for him. He got knocked around. He had to run some. He had to make some contested throws. It wasn't all easy. And he missed some and he made some. So there'll be nobody harder on him than Owen. So we got to do a better job protecting him. Our screen game was good tonight. We've worked really hard at that. That's improved. Very disappointed we couldn't get the ball down the field. That just guts me. I think y'all been around me long enough to know that really bothers me. And we couldn't protect him long enough to get it down there. And guess what? That next team coming, they like to come after that quarterback. Thank you.
How y'all doing?
Devin, what was the mood like with the players in the locker room after this one?
I wouldn't say disappointed because at the end of the day, we won the game. So that, we know we can do better. We had a lot to work on. But yeah, we'll be better next week.
What did you think of your personal performance today? It seemed like you and Owen had a bit of a connection.
Yeah, I think I did pretty well. I just try not to get out of my frame and, just play my game, just let the ball come to me and don't press and, block on the perimeter, do the small things, and everything will build up.
Can you talk a little bit more about the player, your quarterback today? I think he had 340 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and I think he ran one in as well.
Yeah, he's a dude. Yeah, I love him as my quarterback. He's a great quarterback, and he played really well today.
Devin, how important along those lines was it for the offense to start out as strong as you did and get touchdowns on those first 3 drives?
Yeah, honestly, it started off with Willie McCoy with his first return, and that just gave us some energy. And we came out playing fast, physical, and just playing our brand of football, and it turned out well for the first couple drives.
I know you and Owen go back quite a ways. How did that connection kind of come into play on the field today? It seemed like he looked for you a lot.
Yeah, I think that's just where the ball landed. I don't think he's just looking dead at me just the whole time. But yeah, we're building chemistry. As the season goes on, it'll be good.
As a whole, the offense didn't move the ball quite as well after those first few drives. Was there anything that changed that started to give you guys some trouble, or what did you see there?
Yeah, they changed a little bit of their coverages, but at the end of the day, it's all about us. We just got to execute our plays and, stay disciplined.
How do you kind of put this whole performance into perspective today? Do you think it was a good day for the team, bad day, a lot of stuff to work on? Kind of how do you size it up?
We won the game, so I guess it is a good day. So, but, we got a lot of stuff to work on. Sunday, Monday, we'll get it all cleaned up, and then Tuesday we'll hit the field. We'll have a tough practice. So, yeah, we'll be ready for week 2. All right, thank you.